Always felt like the brown face in a white school, you know? I was always different compared to others.
Welcome to Fika's Focus. Voices leading change.
Kia ora, brother.
Kia ora.
Mōwai, good to have you. And first I want to mihi to you and Chey in terms of the program of Whakamana Māori and what it's done selfishly for my daughter, for Māori, but also for Marlo and her Māoriness and her Māoridom. It is a program run at Tahatai that she loves, adores. I love seeing Whaia Suzanne involved in it too, who obviously is a part of the Future Focus whānau. But I believe this is a modern approach to Māori and education and what we're doing, and I look forward to kind of exploring it this morning.
Keen?
Yeah. So, brother, what has it been? 2 years now, eh?
2 years. I think we piloted in 2023.
Yes.
End of 2023. So just for half the years.
Yes.
Half the year there.
So just give us a quick insight into Whakamana Māori and kind of your guys' aspirations around why you piloted, why it's now a program, and the continuation.
Yep. So Whakamana Māori, I'll give you the full kind of kōrero of how it was born. So me and my darling, we made our connection to Te Ao Māori when we were in our 30s, so quite recent. But ever since we made that connection, we knew was, okay, our lives are completely different now, like in terms of how we view it. So instantly we were thinking, pull the kids out of pull the kids out of Tahatai, send them straight to a kura kaupapa, just so they can develop that reo Māori. At the time, my big girl, Naya, she has a thing called verbal dyspraxia. So she was already in maybe 2 years in school already. So verbal dyspraxia is when your mouth and your brain doesn't connect.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So your kōreros, the way she speaks, it just takes a little bit longer. So that was a fear for us to pull her out of the school and start again in reo Māori. We waited for a bit. I think it might have been, maybe half the year there. And then from there, we're like, okay, we're not going to do that to her. We're going to do something for her at Tahatai Primary. And this is when Whakamana Māori was born. So 2023, we piloted it. The school loved it. And then 2024 was our first year of our first year running it. So I guess for us, Whakamana Māori was a labour of love for our Tamariki. If we didn't feel comfortable sending it to a reo Māori kura, we'd take it to her. And then we saw, it's like, we could do this for other kids too. Because we felt like, not growing up into Te Ao Māori, I was brought up in mainstream primary schools, and I was always felt like the brown face in a white school, you know? And I was always different compared to others.
No hea koe?
No Heretaunga o Ngāti Kahungunu.
Ngāti Kahungunu.
So born and raised in Hastings, bro.
Yep.
So just felt, I always felt that, which was, heads by at the time. But at the time, you just lived, you know? You were just a kid. Yeah. Just, living. Until we made that connection, we realised, shucks, we've actually missed a lot. We've missed a lot on our journey. And for us to connect in our 30s, we literally missed 30 years of that connection. And that's where, that labour of love came in. We didn't want our kids to feel that way at all. Hence why we took it into mainstream schools. Shaina, my darling, was the definite driver to it. She has the educational background, teaching background, but she knew that this is it for us. I think now this year's our second full year, and we're taking on another rōpū, so another 44 kids now this year. So again, it's more mahi for us, but it's beautiful mahi. we love this mahi for our kids, and it's just making sure that they feel connected. They again, we're not full reo speakers, definitely not, but we know how to live the values of te ao Māori, and that's enough. That's enough for us.
Yeah.
How to just our values in itself.
Te tikanga Māori, te wairua Māori, you know, the element of being whakapono, whakahihi, you know, those elements, even for myself and the connection. I know I'll get to my language one day. I'm not in a rush because I have actually an overwhelming number of other Māori elements that really drive my own happiness and success today. The languages used to be important to me in terms of completing my Māoriness. But actually I am at peace with that. I don't have my full grasp on the reo. My son does, which I'm proud of, and my babies are getting exposed to stuff that the Māori, in that positive Māori approaches. Not just growing up on Crime Watch, those sorts of elements. Hey, I know that fella. But also one thing that I really want to emphasise is the other elements of the modern approach around Māori and the entrepreneurial spirit, which I believe is actually in all of us. This hautatu, this kind of curious. That's a real. That's
innovators,
one of
bro.
we are innovators, and that kaupapa of even how we got here was through an innovative thought of, come on, there's got to be more. That's what I love. What you guys deliver on, you know. And so talk to some of that, because you've brought in business owners, scientists, you know, all that sort of stuff. What's the thinking around that element?
So again, we want to inspire our tamariki. We want to let them know when. So so one of the kaupapa that we run within Whakamana Māori is we get we get inspirational role models with a brown face, you know, so the kids can relate based on visual, just the visual aspect on people. So when we get these role models to come in, then we get them to talk about their kaupapa, like yourself when you came in. Beautiful mahi. Just gets the kids to see another perspective of how we are innovators. We get scientists to come in. And that was a teacher. Oh, sorry, she's a teacher, but it was a mother of one of the our tamariki. And that's cool. And the fact that we can bring in whānau to show our kids that we are amazing people. Like, you know, you're not just a person. You hear it all the time. Being Māori is a superpower. And that is a true statement that we try to empower our kids with. But in terms of the entrepreneurial stuff, so one of the kaupapa we run within Whakamana Māori is our Pākihi project.
Yes.
Where we get our tamariki to come up with an idea of what they want to do in terms of creating a business. And it's all based on their kōrero that they share within. Again, we don't say, this is what we're going to do. This is, okay, what do you want to do? Okay, want to sell something? Great. Okay, we have put little mind maps up, say, look, how do you want to do this? Okay, I want to sell earrings. I want to sell little gibbets on the crocs. Like those were ideas that just throwing out kids' ideas, which is cool. Just the fact that they're thinking outside the box, you know. So our first the first year we ran it, the kids came up with the ideas like, let's make some taonga. So came up with the idea of making earrings, recycled tire tubes made from So just cut into feathers, bit of paint, dipped it in, and bought the earring parts of it, hoops, and that was it. But how we did that was we put everyone into their specific teams. Okay, who's good at maths? or the kids, I'm good at maths. They're our accounting team. They can decide how much we sell them for. They can decide how much we put back into their kaupapa or into their little business. Then we have the design team. So those are the ones that designed the logo of our first Pākehī project. But yeah, and we gave everyone a job, so no one felt like they were not contributing. So all kids were contributing to our kaupapa, and that's what we wanted. We just wanted our kids to feel that entrepreneurship, like just that, that they can do something, you know, they can design, they can create, and then we did it. Manage. Manage. But yeah, we sold these. They made what, $300, $400 from it, just selling to whānau, which was cool. And then made the decision, 200 is going to go to the next project, for our next Pākehī project. 200 goes straight to our hui whakamutunga, which is our celebration, where everyone gets something. But yeah, and that's how our Pākehī project is created within Whakamana Māori.
When I talk to the modern approach, this is, I don't want to go on a rant, but entrepreneurship is about finding what you're good at and doing it repeatedly. That is actually entrepreneurship. And what you're not good at, go and find those people that are good at it. And that's what I loved, is you were like, right, who loves maths, or me. Yeah. Cool. We're going to get you operating to your strengths. Cool. Who could get on a podcast and talk, or who can, I can do that. Oh, who's creative? Who loves art? Yeah. Actually, that would be the dream job as an adult, right?
Aye.
And a lot of our people don't get to follow through on a lot of that stuff in that sense, because I don't believe they're being exposed to that. Yeah. It's exposure, bro. Like, that's what I love about Whakamana Māori, is it's exposure to our reo Māori, to our language, to our whakapapa, to our tupuna, in a modern lens of approach, knowing that our tupuna made decisions based on innovation, based on, like, when you look at the pātaka and the thing of why did we keep kai up high?
Yep, aye.
It's all those elements that we had to think through. That we were like, trial and error. Think about the whānau who didn't put it up high and came out the next morning, all their kai's gone.
Exactly, trial and error.
Trial and error. The shape, the size, the actually even the replication of a small wharenui, because it is the kai that nourishes our bodies, and we want to keep it, but we also want to keep it safe and not go off so we get sick. It's those sorts of things where when we start to explore that, and if we don't give people a chance to operate in the realms that they love doing, which again, that's not just Māori. That's a lot of people, if I'm being honest. There's 10% of their job that they love, and they only get to do it 10% of the time. Yet if I found them to do it 20% of the time, they'd probably be way more effective in their roles. But a lot of jobs don't move that way.
Yeah.
But even that is a very modern approach to what could be a very empowering educational system and opportunity and experience.
And to be honest, again, because this is a labour of love, we didn't actually view it like that at all. We just wanted to. But the fact that when you share this stuff with us, I'm like, you know what? We can do that. This is that. And honestly, when you mentioned that the other day, I was like, this is the modern day, and that's what, and that was enough for me. I was like, shucks, yeah, we could literally change lives here. We could, and because for us, it's a prevention. Because we've realised that intermediate age tamariki is kind of when kids start to experience different things, you know. So I think for us was, once we realised what I guess Whakamana Māori could do to my kids specifically, selfishly, as you said, selfishly, I was because I want my kids to know who they are before they get to that age, because it's going to happen no matter what. They're going to start experimenting. They're going to start whatever. But just to understand who they are as Māori, our values and how we live, is just to identify that before they get to that age. So I guess when they get put into situations where they have to make a decision, they can I guess pull on that.
Yes.
They can pull on their values. And that's what I guess want them to feel. I want them to feel, okay, I'm Māori, like, you know. That's firstly does that go against our values, you know? And I guess that's the biggest drive for me currently is just to set my kids up.
In a world flooded with people wanting to push their values onto you through and bro, I do not envy kids having to grow up in this realm of social media. That's where I get to select and choose the values of someone that I don't even know.
Yeah, right.
But they're also at a vulnerable age at intermediate age, I'm meaning, where they can really be distracted and can really be, in some ways, indoctrinated. I'll give you a good example. Every kid that was always in my class came out loving the Warriors.
Yep, right.
Right?
Yeah.
At the start of the year, a lot of the girls are, you know, oh man, you know.
This again.
Yeah. By the end of the year, they're like following the Warriors hardcore, you know. That's the power of an educator.
Oh,
because you know what it is, bro. I get 5 days a week to put into your head that the Warriors that this year is our year. Yeah, you know, like that's the power that when I realised what power I wielded.
Yep. As a teacher,
As a teacher, and actually, when I look at some of, I taught with a fella called Clive, and he was a science teacher, and he was amazing. I actually got him in to help me with my own delivery of science education, and he came in for 1 hour a week to run sessions with me. Nice. Then he would come and watch me for 1 hour. Yep. 2 hours of influence this fella had. Yep. He was older. Clive Bomford is his name. Older English fella, bro. His influence in those 2 hours on me, let alone through the children, was immense.
True.
And in that setting there, where I really correlate this back to Whakamana Māori is that if it's something kids look forward to every week or fortnight or whatever the kaupapa is in that sense, we're winning.
Yes.
That's a win because that's an identity win. The second thing is, when I look at the program, if they're walking out knowing themselves even greater, which is tied to the kaupapa of Whakamana Māori, that's a win.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of noise for kids today, and it's getting younger. So they're walking out going, I know why we don't sit on tables. Yep. Because it's not good for Kai where there's going next or whatever. But that's actually a value of health, and you know, it's those elements tied to it and respect, but then also the kind of desire to see more, to have exposure to what life can be, is where I think the Whakamana Māori program wins. What do you think going into 2025? What were some of your thoughts into execution this year around? How does that advance? Because I know you've taken on another rōpū, but does it stay in trial, or are you staying there in the bigger numbers, or what's your kind of whakaaro on that?
I guess this year, so we came to a realise, because last year our Pākehī project was our puka puka, our tūpuna puka puka, which was a beautiful experience for our Tamariki, and for whānau. Yes. And for whānau to see what their tamariki are doing. I guess our angle this year, after we reflected on that last year, we didn't want to turn, because once we made this first book, when's the second one coming out? You know, when's the third one coming out? I was like, and that was our biggest drive. I was like, cool, let's do this, which is fine, and which is what we will do, but we didn't want to, I guess, take away the value of the kaupapa. We didn't want to turn this into a business, like make more books to make more money to have a bigger party, like, you know. So I guess our angle this year is just to just dive deeper into our values. Yes. Yes, there still will be a Pākehī project, but it's just we don't want it to be a kaupapa where they just the drive is just to make money, because it's not. It's yes, that's a bonus, but it's just to, I guess, keep our values strong within the kura. This year we actually want to focus with our tūropu, but we want to focus more on the kura now, and we want to get into classrooms. We want to share our values, not to only just Māori, because we know our values work for everyone.
Yes.
But I guess allowing our tamariki this year to be that tuakana for their teina, which is their kura. So I guess our biggest drive this year is just deeper into our values, deeper into understanding who they are, and then try and take the kura with us at the same time.
I love that. Simon Sinek is a hero of mine. I don't know if you know Simon Sinek, and his TED Talk went viral 10 to 15 years ago, maybe. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And even for future focus, Courtney and I made a very conscious decision to stay Papamoa. We've talked about a decade in Papamoa. We need to figure out who we are. What do we stand for?
Right.
Actually, making money is easy. How much money do you want to make? That's a different variant. But making money is easy. I can go, any supermarket right now is just crying out for help. We can make money.
Yeah, right.
But actually teaching the children that we can make money by bringing our values to the market is a completely different mindset to entrepreneurship, to Māoripreneurship, and the fact that I can build $1 billion business and still be a good person.
Yep.
That's actually, and I can still carry my Māori values, and I can still, that is what I love. Because what you're talking to kids is that we could sell another book and get another 200 and have another party. But actually, what impact are we making?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we can make $200 and we have more sausage rolls and things, and our whānau come, but then it just repeats the cycle. There's no growth in that. And I love that, because digging deep, uncovering those elements is where children compounding will make greater leaps in their own whakaaro on themselves and their identity, because you will provide a space for them to go, okay, I can actually make money by delivering value, and bringing my values to the world, versus I just go make money.
Yep.
And that is in alignment with very important business values, but also just being a human.
Aye, bro. Because what I've realised is, because I got the bug, like I was like, man, we could do this. We could make another book. We could make more money. But I think it's getting out of that mindset of just trying to think Putia is it.
Yes.
But as just feeling okay, does this feel right? Are we going to this kura for the right intention now?
Yes.
You know? Because just I guess as humans you do you teach, or we're in this space. We're no experts, you know. We're no experts in this space. But and we're always doubting ourselves. We're always like, oh man, was that even a good session this week? Oh, did the kids even learn anything? Are they only thinking about the party? Are they only thinking about the games? You know. But when we have, every time I walk into that kura now, and someone from Whakamana Māori always come say hello, and which is me, and I'll high five, and then other random kids come in, high five, all good. But I had one little kid come see me, and he goes, Matua, I learned something today. And I was like, oh, what's that? Ho mai te inu. And I was like, you want a drink? And I was like, oh, bro, me. But this, just the fact that he came up to me and felt confident to share reo Māori.
Yes.
Oh, and that was enough for me. Yes. I was like, oh, okay, yes, this is why we do it. This is the reason why we've created Whakamana Māori. But even having our when we had our book launch last year, and some of the parents coming for the first time, not seeing the book or what we've created, But just even reading the puka puka to the parents, I had some of the parents come up to me and it's like, I think this was for me, not my kids. Like, I think I needed to hear this. And even that, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, this is why we do it. This is our purpose. This is why we have Whakamana Māori, so we can have whānau think like that, you know? Make that connection. Feel that connection, because it's a feeling more than a than a visual or a verbal thing. But yeah, that just I guess solidifies that our mahi is working to some, and that's all we want. As long as it inspires whānau or inspires our tamariki, then we know we're doing a good job. Yeah,
I'm here to tell you that you are doing a great job, and believe me, we wouldn't support it if we didn't. You guys are doing an amazing job. I've been in education a long time. I love education. Education gave me so much opportunity to see the world in a way that I wanted to see the world. And I think what you are arming the children with in terms of knowing who they are as Māori, as individuals, not even Māori, remove Māori as an element aside, just them alone, and then add over the top the korowai of Māoridom, and then add over the top the korowai of confidence and individuality and that kind of upholding their own mana and who they are as individuals. That is very prevalent to me, and I know I am excited for what this program can be, because actually the success of in our experience, the success of most programs actually is not the program itself, but the people behind a lot of it, and you guys in your own way have built something which I know other schools would have massive impact with and from in a deliverable space, but a value space. And I look forward to really seeing it grow. I think one thing, when we come back to it from 10, 20 years from now, and we look back and you go, yeah, man, far out, you know, I had major impact there. That's the beauty of awareness, that you're not in such a rush that you miss those lessons, because if you guys are, which we are constantly doing too, you know, like some of the stuff that we've got in here, or it's a constant feedback loop. I think where we've gotten more skilled is we've learnt to celebrate more frequently when we do have major wins, and also take ownership when things don't go very well. But it sounds like you guys are in a great feedback loop for that.
Yeah, it's a space I never thought I'd be in. Yeah, that's for sure. Like, you know, and it wasn't until we had kids where we, you know, felt that connection. And I think most people feel that connection once they start having kids too. You know, and we only want the best. We only want the best for our kids. Yeah. And we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do our best. But yeah.
Oh, brother, I look forward to. I think we need to chat further as we get down the line. I think this year is, you know, you've been through pilot, now you've had year one, and now you're going through, and it'll be cool to really come in and document some of the kaupapa of what the kids are doing. But we look forward to. Do you guys have any contact, or you're not doing anything on social? There's nothing there, right?
Nah, nothing really. To be honest, bro, we're again, I've got 4 tamariki and our babies are still babies.
Yes.
So we're just trying to work in the capacity that we can.
Yep.
Once we start adding more pressure to us, that's more pressure on
everyone.
Yeah, on everyone. So we're just trying to just take it slowly at the moment.
Love
until they get a little bit older. Yeah, because obviously whānau always comes first.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, we're just running it as we go, and when they get a little bit older, then we'll start, I guess, make those.
Well, bro, Future Focus is really proud to support the kaupapa. We're really proud to be part of that as a educational outcome for Māori, Māori learners. And like you said, I think the other, which I'm so proud of you saying, we know that Māori values are great for actually everyone. I know that, I understand that quite intimately. And I feel the safety net is there for a lot of whānau at Tahatai, the kura there for exposure to this. But Well, I thank you, bro. I appreciate and love your energy, and I look forward to really coming back round and having a look later on this year and trying to get some. I'd love to get you guys more social stuff. I think it's because you guys are doing such a good thing that it can't be. Even for bro, like, because we're so committed to telling stories, which is our tupuna's way.
Yep.
I think it's an important facet. So I'll work on that with you,
Good,
but we love what you guys are doing and look forward to seeing the results of 2025.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, mihi ana ki a koe for your support too, bro. Obviously, like plays a big part of what we do, and just thank you.
Nah, awesome, brother.
See, bro.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Awesome.
Bro. Thanks. Awesome.